You ever see those giant, glittering casino resorts and wonder, how on earth do they pay for all that? Well, I can tell you, it's not built on luck. It's built on pure, cold, hard mathematics. So today, we're going to peel back the curtain and look at the powerful math that ensures the house always wins in the long run.
You know, this quote right here, it perfectly captures the entire business model of a casino. For you, standing at the roulette table, making one bet, it feels totally random, right? A shot in the dark. But from the casino's point of view, looking at millions of bets over time, it's not random at all. It's a predictable, calculable, mathematical certainty. So how do they do it? What's the secret ingredient? Well, the entire foundation of their profit comes down to a concept called the house edge. Every single game on that floor, from the slots to the poker table, has a built-in mathematical advantage for the casino. So let's break down exactly what that is.
First, we got to understand true odds. This is just the pure, unfiltered, mathematical reality of a game. Let's say you bet on a single number in European roulette. There are 37 pockets that ball can land in, so you have 1 chance to win and 36 chances to lose. The true odds are 36 to 1. In a perfectly fair world, that's exactly what you'd get paid if you won.
But here's the thing, casinos don't run fair games. They're a business. So when you win that bet, they don't pay you the true odds of 36 to 1. Nope, they pay you 35 to 1. They just keep that 1 extra unit for themselves. And that subtle little difference, well, it's everything.
So there it is, that tiny, almost invisible gap between what a win is truly worth and what the casino actually pays you. That difference is the house edge. It's the source of every dollar of profit, every fancy fountain, every free drink. It is, quite simply, the price you pay to play the game.
Okay, so we know there's an edge, but how can we calculate its actual real-world cost to us, the player, on every single bet we make? To do that, we need a tool that can turn this abstract idea of an edge into a concrete number. And that tool is called expected value.
Expected value, or EV as it's often called, is a really powerful concept. It tells you the long-term mathematical worth of any bet. While a single spin can win or lose, that's just chance, EV tells you what will happen, on average, if you made that exact same bet thousands of times. And, spoiler alert, for the player, this number is almost always negative.
Now don't let the name expected value sound intimidating. The calculation is actually pretty straightforward. Let's go back to our roulette example. Step 1, you multiply your chance of winning, that's 1 in 37, by the amount you'd win, so $35. Then, step 2, you multiply your chance of losing, that's 36 and 37, by the dollar you bet. Step 3, add those two numbers together. The result, negative 2.7 cents. For every single dollar you bet, you can expect to lose about 2.7 cents in the long run. That's the house edge in action.
Okay, enough with the theory. Let's see how this simple math actually applies in the real world and how wildly different the house edge can be from one game to the next.
And this is a brilliant way to see it. On a European roulette wheel with its one green zero, the house edge is 2.7%. But on an American wheel, they add just one more pocket, the double zero, 0-0. That one tiny change almost doubles the casino's advantage to 5.26%. That little extra green square is probably the most profitable piece of real estate in the entire building.
But this is where you, the player, get some control back. Not all games are created equal. By choosing the right game and playing with a disciplined strategy, you can dramatically shrink the house's advantage. In Blackjack, for instance, if you follow the mathematically perfect, basic strategy, a chart that tells you exactly what to do in any situation, you can get the edge down to a tiny 0.5%.
And then there's Keno. Just take a look at this number for a second. 25%. That's not a typo. For every dollar you bet on a typical Keno game, the casino expects to keep 25 cents. It just goes to show you how massively important game selection really is.
So this brings us to the biggest question of all. If the edge on a game like Blackjack is only 0.5%, how is that enough to build billion-dollar empires? I mean, a player can get lucky and win in the short term, right? Well, yes, but the casino has an ultimate insurance policy.
And here it is, the law of large numbers. This is the casino's superpower. It's a fundamental truth of our universe that says the more times you repeat something, the closer your actual results will get to the expected probability. All that short-term luck, it's just random noise in a system of millions of bets, and eventually that noise completely cancels itself out.
This visualizes it perfectly. After just 10 bets, your results are all over the place. You could be way up, you could be way down. It's super unpredictable. But after 10,000 bets,
That unpredictability just flattens out, and your results will inevitably drift right towards that negative expected value. Since casinos deal in millions of bets, their outcome isn't luck. It's a statistical guarantee.
And this brings us to maybe the most important takeaway of all. The casino is not in the business of gambling. You are. The casino is in the business of selling entertainment with a guaranteed profit margin. That house edge is just the small and visible fee you pay for every spin of the wheel, every roll of the dice, and every hand of cards.
So, let's just quickly recap the whole thing. The house edge is that profit margin baked right into the payouts. Expected value, or EV, is how you calculate your long-term cost for playing. You can choose games and use strategies to lower the edge, but you can never, ever get rid of it. And finally, the law of large numbers is the ironclad guarantee that makes it all work for the casino over time.
So, the next time you walk into a casino, the question isn't, will I get lucky? The real question is this. Now that you understand the math, and you know there's a price for playing, how much is that entertainment worth to you?